This video is part of my 1 to 99 skill guide. If you want to learn the best way of achieving max level, click the first link in the description to go to the main guide. Hello everyone, Kaoz here and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. Today, fletching training methods. This guide will talk about the ways to train fletching covered on the previous video, which is the main guide since I think there are a few ways to go about it, including AFK options, using your mobile devices, and even zero time. Simply put, I'll show you how to do each one along with the expected experience per hour, as well as the cost per hour since we have a ton of variety when it comes to fletching. And since this is the first time I mentioned the term zero time on this channel, this is a way of referring to something you can do while mainly training other skills, but more about that in a bit. The methods will be very short, so relax and let's get to it. The first method is fletching and stringing bows. Here's the information on the wiki regarding experience per hour and the GP per XP. As a reminder, it is not worth stringing bows until you get to at least maple short bows. So for anything below that, just sit at the bank with a knife and 27 logs of your choice to turn them into either short or long bows. When you get to level 50 where it becomes profitable to string them, grab 14 unstrung bows and 14 bowstring to use them on each other and turn them into a finished bow. One thing you should know about this is that stringing bows gives you the same amount of experience as fletching the logs, so it's your choice if you want to do this or not, but the main difference will be the profit. Next, when it comes to fletching arrows, you will need arrow shafts, feathers, and arrow tips. First, use the arrow shafts on the feathers to create headless arrows, and finally use them on the arrow tips to create a full arrow to finish the process. As mentioned before, this process is rather slow since both the headless arrows and finished arrows will be done in bundles of 150, so you are better off doing the other two methods since this one will be kind of slow and not as profitable. Finally, let's look at arguably the best way to train fletching in terms of experience. The way to do this is to click on dart tips and unfinished bolts and use them on feathers to create the finished product. You have three ways of doing this. First, like any normal human being, do it with your mouse until your wrist starts hurting. Second, you can learn mouse keys to do it even faster, but since I don't do it and I barely understand how mouse keys work, I won't even try to explain it since I'm sure there are videos which will explain it much better than I ever could. And finally, you can grab your mobile device and activate the magnifying glass tool on it to make your inventory bigger. Use your fingers to fletch your darts and bolts as fast as you possibly can, since it's a little bit more comfortable than using your mouse. Just put your dart tips or bolts on one side of your inventory and the feathers on the other side so your fingers don't collide. The reason why this is so great is that you can cut holes on a post-it note to define your clicking areas, and you will be able to do it consistently without even looking at the screen while you watch something else on your computer or on TV. Give this one a try if you are doing something relaxing that also gives tons of XP. Also, remember how I mentioned the term zero time? Well, this is basically a way to do things such as darts and bolts while you do other activities in the game that don't require a ton of attention. You can bring dart tips and feathers to places such as agility courses, slayer trips, and even on hunting training spots. Just make sure that it's something that's not interrupted by making darts or bolts, so you don't shoot yourself in the foot. For example, I wouldn't recommend doing this if you are doing things such as fishing or wood cutting, as making darts and bolts will make you stop catching fish or chopping wood. And that's pretty much it. The main and traditional ways of training fletching for one of the quickest 99s in the game. I'll see you in another video if you decide to keep watching. Best of luck and have a great day.